Have you ever wondered why loneliness sometimes feels so loud that it almost screams inside your head? Today, I'm going to show you 8 powerful things you can do when loneliness seems to scream, and these strategies will completely transform your relationship with these difficult moments. Loneliness isn't just about being physically alone. It's that heavy feeling that tightens your chest, that makes you feel disconnected from the world, even when there are people around you. Many people experience this every day, especially after the age of 60, when life changes put us in situations we never imagined we would face. What you'll discover in this video could be the difference between continuing to suffer in silence or finally finding peace and true connection. I'll share practical techniques that work based on real experiences from people who have managed to transform their loneliness into strength. If you don't apply what I'm going to teach you today, you'll continue to be stuck in this painful cycle, missing out on precious opportunities to live a fuller, more connected life. But here's the most interesting part. The last tip I'm going to reveal is something that most people have never tried, and it alone could change everything for you. Tip 1. Turn loneliness into quality time with yourself. The first thing you need to understand is that there is a huge difference between being alone and feeling lonely. When loneliness screams, it is trying to tell you something important about your emotional needs. Instead of running away from this feeling, you can turn it into a golden opportunity to get to know yourself better. Think about it this way. How many times in your life have you had time that is truly yours, without pressure, without obligations, without having to please anyone? Solitude can be the gift you didn't know you were waiting for. Start by creating special rituals for these moments alone. It could be making that tea you love but never have time to sip slowly. Or maybe it's the perfect time to flip through those old photos that bring back fond memories. The key is to treat these moments as important encounters with the most important person in your life, yourself. It's not about filling your time with anything, but about creating meaningful experiences. For example, a woman I know began writing letters to herself in the past and future. She wrote about her dreams, her achievements, her worries. Over time, she found herself developing a deep friendship with herself. This simple practice completely transformed her relationship with solitude. She stopped fearing alone time and began to value it as an opportunity for personal growth. The direct benefits of this shift in perspective are profound. You develop self-confidence, reduce your emotional dependence on others, and discover talents and interests that may have lain dormant for years. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you automatically become more interesting to others as well. It's as if you radiate a different energy, one that is more centered and confident. Tip 2. Create connections, even from a distance. The second powerful strategy is to understand that connection doesn't have to be physical to be real and meaningful. We live in a time where it's possible to maintain deep connections, even when we're geographically separated. The key is to be proactive in creating and maintaining these connections. Many people wait for others to take the initiative, but those who take the lead often reap the greatest rewards. Start by making a mental list of people who have made an impact on your life. Old coworkers, dear neighbors, distant relatives, childhood friends. These people probably miss you too, but like you, they may be waiting for someone to make the first move. A simple phone call can rekindle friendships that seemed lost forever. The important thing is to be genuine in your approach. A practical example: a man decided to call a childhood friend after 20 years of no contact. He discovered that they were both experiencing similar moments of loneliness after retirement. That one call turned into regular weekly conversations, and eventually the two began meeting for morning walks. What began as a moment of courage became one of the most important friendships of both their adult lives. Technology can also be your ally. It doesn't have to be complicated. A simple text message, a loving audio message, or even a physical letter can create powerful bridges. The secret is consistency and sincerity. When you make an effort to maintain regular contact with the people who matter, you are building a support network that will sustain you in the most difficult times. What's more, you will find that by offering your friendship and attention, you are also helping others who may be going through the same situation as you. Tip 3. Develop a self-care routine. The third tip is to create a daily routine that nourishes your body, mind, and spirit. When loneliness strikes, it's often because we've neglected our basic self-care needs. I'm not just talking about hygiene, but a deeper self-care that recognizes your importance and value as a person. A well-structured routine can be the perfect antidote to feelings of emptiness and disconnection. Set aside specific times for activities that make you feel good about yourself. This could be a morning walk, a few minutes of reading, stretching, or even tidying up your house more carefully. The important thing is that these activities are chosen by you, for you, and that they bring you a sense of accomplishment and self-care. When you take good care of yourself, you are sending a powerful message to your mind. You are worthy of care and attention. Consider incorporating moments of reflection and gratitude into your routine. It could be as simple as writing down 3 good things that happened during the day, or taking a few minutes to enjoy the view from the window. One practice that many people find transformative is preparing meals with more thought and care, treating each moment of eating as an act of self-love. Eating alone doesn't have to be sad when you turn it into a self-care ritual. The benefits of this approach are immense. First, you develop discipline and a sense of purpose, which are essential elements in combating loneliness. Second, it boosts your self-esteem by seeing that you are capable of taking good care of yourself. Third, it creates a solid structure for your days, which reduces the anxiety and sense of drift that loneliness can bring. When you have a routine that values your well-being, each day becomes an opportunity to demonstrate self-love in action. If you're enjoying these tips and want to receive more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new videos. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing where in the world this content is coming from. Tip 4. Find purpose in helping activities. The fourth strategy is to discover how your life experience can be a treasure to others. When loneliness strikes, it often reflects a sense that we are no longer useful or needed. But the truth is quite the opposite. People with more life experience have much to offer, and finding ways to help others can be the most powerful remedy for loneliness. The act of service connects us to a greater purpose and reminds us of our worth. Start small and local. It could be offering to help a younger neighbor with a project, sharing your cooking skills by teaching recipes, or even volunteering with organizations in your community. It doesn't have to be something grand. Sometimes, simply listening to someone who needs to vent can be a valuable contribution. Your life experience, your stories, and your lessons learned are valuable resources that can light the path for others. One touching example: a retired woman began visiting a nursing home to talk to people who had few visitors. She found that her life stories and ability to listen patiently were exactly what many people needed. Over time, she became a beloved presence at the facility, and residents looked forward to her visits. This activity not only cured her loneliness, but also brought joy and comfort to dozens of others. Volunteering or helping others creates genuine and lasting connections. When you dedicate yourself to helping others, you automatically join a community of people who share similar values. These connections tend to be deeper because they are based on common purpose, not just social convenience. In addition, seeing the positive impact of your actions on the lives of others brings a deep satisfaction that no purely individual activity can provide. You rediscover your importance and relevance in the world. Tip 5. Cultivate hobbies that connect with others. The fifth tip is to choose enjoyable activities that naturally create opportunities to meet people who have similar interests to you. Loneliness often arises when we lose the natural social context of active work or family life. Cultivating strategic hobbies can recreate these spaces of coexistence in an organic and enjoyable way. The key is to choose activities that you genuinely enjoy, but that also have a social component. Consider activities like book clubs, dance classes, hiking groups, gardening clubs, craft workshops, or playgroups. The important thing is that it's something that sparks your curiosity and passion, because when you do something you love, your positive energy naturally attracts people. Don't go in expecting to make friends right away. Go in for the joy of the activity and let the connections develop naturally. For example, a man who had always loved plants decided to join a community gardening group. Initially, he was focused solely on learning new techniques, but gradually he began to exchange experiences and stories with other group members. These casual conversations turned into solid friendships, and he discovered that he had much more in common with these people than he had imagined. The garden became just the starting point for much richer connections. The beauty of this approach is that it kills two birds with one stone. You're developing a skill or personal interest while simultaneously building relationships. When you have a hobby that you love, you'll always have something interesting to talk about and share. This makes social interactions more fluid and natural. Plus, having regular engagements related to your hobbies creates a healthy social structure in your week, giving you something to look forward to. It's a smart way to combat loneliness while also investing in your personal growth. Tip 6. Practice the art of self-talk. The sixth strategy may seem strange at first, but it's incredibly powerful. Learn to have constructive conversations with yourself. When loneliness strikes, it's often because we're stuck in negative self-talk, where we criticize or complain about ourselves. Turning that self-talk into something positive and productive can revolutionize your experience of being alone. It's like becoming your own best friend and advisor. Start by paying attention to how you talk to yourself throughout the day. Would you be as kind to a friend as you are to yourself? Probably not. Practice talking to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would give to a loved one. When you catch yourself thinking negatively or critically, stop and reframe them in a more compassionate and constructive way. Create specific moments for positive self-talk. This could be during a walk, while making breakfast, or before bed. Use these moments to congratulate yourself on small accomplishments throughout the day, to plan things that bring you joy, or to reflect on lessons learned. One powerful technique is to imagine that you are giving advice to a younger version of yourself, sharing all the wisdom you have gained over the years. One woman started practicing this during her morning walks. She developed a habit of using this time to talk to herself, plan her day positively, and reminisce about past accomplishments. Over time, she noticed that her days became lighter, and she developed an inner confidence that she hadn't had in years. This simple practice transformed her relationship with loneliness from something dreaded to something worthwhile. The benefit of this practice is that you develop an internal source of support and encouragement that is always available. You are not dependent on other people to feel validated or understood. Plus, when you improve the quality of your self-talk, you automatically improve the quality of your conversations with others because you are more centered and positive. Tip 7. Create rituals of connection with nature. The seventh tip is to establish a regular and conscious connection with the nature around you. Nature has a unique power to connect us with something greater than ourselves, offering perspective and inner peace that can soothe even the loudest cries of loneliness. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate or complicated. It can be as simple as looking at the sky for a few minutes every day or caring for a few plants in your home. The key is consistency and mindfulness. When you take the time to truly observe and interact with natural elements, your mind calms down and you connect with the larger rhythms of life. This could include watching the sunrise or sunset, consciously listening to the sounds of birds, feeling the texture of plants, or simply breathing fresh air more consciously. These moments create a sense of belonging in the natural world. If you have the space, consider creating a small garden or caring for potted plants. The act of nurturing plant life is deeply therapeutic and creates a sense of daily purpose. You have something alive that depends on you, which directly combats feelings of worthlessness that sometimes accompany loneliness. Plus, watching plants grow and flourish under your care is a constant source of satisfaction and hope. An inspiring example: a man living in an apartment started growing herbs on his balcony. This simple hobby expanded into small tomatoes and flowers. He discovered that he had a natural talent for gardening and began sharing his seedlings with neighbors. This activity not only filled his time in a pleasant way, but also created natural conversations with other people in the building. His small garden became an unexpected social connection. The benefits are many: reduced stress, improved mood, a sense of purpose, and a broader perspective on life. Nature reminds us that we are part of something much bigger, and this awareness can be deeply comforting in times of loneliness. Plus, outdoor activities naturally improve physical health, creating a positive cycle of overall well-being. Tip 8. Turn memories into gifts. The eighth strategy is to learn to use your memories and life experiences as a rich source of companionship and connection in the present. Many people view the past only with nostalgia or sadness, but your memories can be transformed into living companionship and daily inspiration. It's about healing your relationship with the past and allowing it to enrich your present in a constructive way. Start by intentionally organizing your memories. This could be through photo albums, journals, or simply taking the time to consciously recall special moments in your life. But go beyond simple nostalgia. Ask yourself, what lessons did these experiences teach me? How did they make me stronger? What qualities did I develop through these experiences? Turn your memories into active wisdom. Consider sharing these stories in creative ways. This could be through writing letters to grandchildren or younger family members, recording audio recordings of your favorite stories, or even creating a small family memoir. When you turn personal experiences into a legacy, you are creating deep connections between the past, present, and future. Your memories stop being just memories and become gifts that you offer to the world. A woman began writing short stories about memorable moments from her youth. She discovered that she had a talent for storytelling and that her stories greatly entertained her family. What began as a way to cope with loneliness turned into a project that brought the entire family together. She became the official keeper of the family's stories, a role that brought her purpose and recognition. The benefits of this approach are profound. You develop a healthy relationship with your past, find meaning in your experiences, and create value for others through your stories. When you see your life as a rich collection of valuable experiences, loneliness loses much of its power over you. You become someone of interest to yourself and others, someone with stories to tell and wisdom to share. Tip 9. Develop an active gratitude practice. The ninth tip is to create a daily gratitude practice that goes beyond simply listing good things. When loneliness strikes, our attention naturally turns to what is missing in our lives. Active gratitude redirects that attention to what is already present and available, creating a fundamental shift in our emotional outlook. It's not about denying challenges, but about balancing our view of reality. Active gratitude means not only acknowledging the good things, but also taking action based on that appreciation. For example, if you're grateful for your health, show it by taking better care of your body. If you're grateful for a friend, reach out to that person to express your appreciation. If you're grateful for your home, take the time to organize it and make it even more welcoming. Turn appreciation into concrete action. Create specific gratitude rituals that fit your lifestyle. This could be a morning prayer, a moment of reflection over coffee, or a few minutes before bed to acknowledge the positive aspects of your day. Some people find it helpful to keep a gratitude journal, noting not only what they are grateful for, but also how they have demonstrated that gratitude through concrete actions. One transformative example. A man began writing short thank you notes to people who made a difference in his daily life. From the doorman at his building to the clerk at the pharmacy. He found that these simple gestures not only made other people's days better, but also created genuine, lasting connections. His gratitude practice became a way to build community around him. The benefits are revolutionary: significant mood improvements, reduced anxiety, strengthening existing relationships, and creating new social connections. When you practice active gratitude, you are essentially training your brain to focus on what works well in your life. It doesn't eliminate challenges, but it creates a stronger emotional foundation for facing them. Loneliness fades when you are genuinely connected to the blessings already present in your life. Tip 10. Accept and embrace your own company. The 10th and final tip is perhaps the most powerful of all. Learn to genuinely enjoy your own company. This is not about resignation or giving up on relationships, but about developing a relationship with yourself so rich and satisfying that you never feel truly alone again. When you become your own best company, loneliness transforms from a burden into a golden opportunity. Start by treating yourself as you would a very special guest in your home. Prepare meals with care. Create pleasant surroundings. Dress in a way that makes you feel good, and plan activities that truly bring you pleasure. I'm not talking about expensive luxuries, but rather small acts of kindness that show respect and appreciation for yourself. When you treat yourself well, you are sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind about your own worth. Develop personal interests and projects that are truly yours. This could be learning a musical instrument, writing a memoir, learning a new skill, or exploring a subject that has always sparked your curiosity. The important thing is that it is something that makes your eyes light up, something that you would do even if no one else knew or cared. These personal projects create a rich inner life that is independent of external validation. An inspiring story. A woman who had always wanted to learn to paint finally bought paints and brushes in her 70s. She had no intention of becoming an artist, but discovered a passion and talent she didn't know she had. Her painting afternoons became sacred moments of creativity and self-discovery. She developed such a joyful relationship with herself through art that loneliness simply ceased to be a problem. She had found a fascinating companion, herself. The ultimate benefit of this transformation is liberating. You develop a healthy emotional independence that improves all your relationships. When you no longer desperately need the company of others to feel complete, your social interactions become more authentic and less fraught with expectations. You offer your presence as a gift, not as an urgent need. Paradoxically, when you become comfortable in your own company, you become more attractive to others as well. We've reached the end of this journey of discovery on how to transform loneliness into opportunities for growth and connection. The 10 strategies I've shared with you aren't just theories. They're practical tools tested by real people who have successfully transformed their relationship with loneliness. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but every small step you take in the right direction will make a significant difference in the quality of your life. The most important thing is to get started. Pick one or two of these tips that resonate with you the most and start putting them into practice today. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be a genuine beginning. Loneliness may have been screaming loudly until now, but now you have the tools to turn that scream into whispers of wisdom and opportunities for growth. You are stronger and more capable than you realize. Your life experience is valuable, your company is precious, and you have so much to offer the world. Loneliness is not your enemy. It's just a sign that you need to adjust your approach to life and relationships. With the right strategies, you can turn any moment of solitude into an opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these tips will you try first? How do you plan to start transforming your relationship with loneliness? Share your decision in the comments, because when you publicly declare your intentions, you dramatically increase your chances of following through on them. Your journey of transformation begins now, and I'm here rooting for you to succeed.